Jesus walks a lot, echoes in the dark. Gunny chief sharp, leaves the gamers mark. Mayo drip smooth, the controller spark. Horrible gamers, we ignite the art. Pixel dreams stitched into the code. Lagging through the chaos every episode. Loading up the laughter, stories unfold. Joystick kings, legends never grow. Press start, no pause, this is the crew. Jesus, Gunny, Mayo coming through. Horrible gamers, where the gamers groove. Plug in, tune out, let's make a move.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers Podcast, show number 510, being recorded on January the 26th, 2026. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as Jesus Walks Love. Today I'm joined by my co-host from Little Big Ohio, the Mayo. Steve Willier is back. Welcome back, Steve. Welcome.
Hello, what's going on?
What's going on, Steve? How's it going?
It's going. Braving the weathers over here.
The big storm of 2026.
Yes.
Is it going down in the history books? Are people going to remember this like 20 years from now? Be like, oh, remember the big 2026 storm?
I doubt it. Give me a month and I'll forget.
Shit.
I learned some things because, so I haven't lived in Central Ohio all my life, right? So growing up, I lived up in Northern Ohio by the Michigan line, kind of up by Toledo, Cleveland. I'm still quite a way away from Cleveland, but the funny thing is I moved to Columbus. We get snow and stuff here, but we don't get as much as we do up there where I grew up. And we had this snowstorm, and they're all like, "This is our first ever level 3 snowstorm in Columbus, Ohio." And I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, that seems odd. Like, I remember seeing lots of level 3s. I guess Columbus has never had a level 3 down here in Central Ohio, but like where I grew up, we had level 3s often. So I don't know what. That was kind of odd. I was like, okay, but yeah, we were currently under level 3 for the last couple of days, and yeah, the ghost town right now. Kind of people. I think it just lifted earlier this evening, and so like some people are kind of out and about, but yeah, there's pretty much nobody around, and it's freezing cold now as well.
That's crazy.
Like I think they said for like the next week and a half, like 10 degrees is our high. So fun stuff. A bunch of negative. Right now it's 0. I just looked at my phone actually, and it's 0 right now.
That's wild.
Yeah,
over here
the high
not
is 19.
cold over here at all. I mean, it's cold here, but not like that cold. It's 37 here. It's pretty nice.
Yeah,
that's why the West Coast is the best coast.
Yeah,
we don't deal with that dumb shit like that. You know, ever. Really, we don't have to deal with that at all. Never. Yeah. Oregon is weird because Oregon has like, we have tornadoes here, but like it's rare. But Oregon has the weather and stuff to have tornadoes, and we have supposedly a lot of earthquakes. But I mean, I've never really experienced one here. Yeah, so like we're like prone to tornadoes, forest fires, and all that shit. But like, I don't know, man. Nothing really big happens here. I guess we got volcanoes too, but I mean, I'll take those over snowstorms every year and shit like that.
I mean, you get some snow though, right here and there. I remember a couple times we talked before. You've been like,
yeah, we do get snow. Yeah, we do get snow, but like it's not off. Like, I mean, it happens like every few years, every 2 years. I mean, this year we haven't had any. That's good, but like last year, I'm not even sure we had any last year. Maybe we had
last year. Like, you would complain a couple of times about like icy roads and stuff.
Yeah, it gets cold enough to be icy for sure. Like that's the one thing
before us. Like, before we had any kind of weather here, I remember you saying like last year that you got some snow or something like that, and you were telling me some horror stories. I'm like, you can keep it.
Yeah.
You know? But
yeah, we do get a lot of icy roads. That's one thing we do get here because there's a lot of fog here. There's like a lot. When I say a lot of fog, I'm talking like sometimes you'll be driving, dude, and you can't see in front of your car. Like you just, you know the road is there because you've driven it before, but like you really can't see it. So you're just like hoping that like that you don't hit something hopefully, or that there's
Yeah.
not a curve coming up or something. But yeah, I mean, I've had some close calls in the fog. I mean, one time I was driving to work from where I used to live, and over there it gets even foggier because it's like a valley, so it's like down, it goes down, it's like a valley. So as you're going up to the like up, coming towards Portland, you're going up. You're in like this fog bowl. It's like just complete dense fog. I'm talking like super thick fog where you can't see like in front of you. And I'm driving, dude. I'm driving. I'm chilling. I'm just cruising down the highway. I'm going like I want to say like 5 under the speed limit just in case, right? Like in case anything jumps out in front of my car. And there was a fucking deer, Mayo. I'm talking like a big ass deer, like with fucking horns and everything. That motherfucker. And he was just laying down in the middle of the road. In the middle of my lane, like not even in the road, just like in my lane, he was just laying there, just like he was chilling. He was just laying in the middle of the road. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't hit it because thankfully I was able to stop in time because I saw it. Just I saw something come up. I was like, what the fuck is that? And I get close to it. It's a fucking deer, dude. He's just chilling there. I'm like, bro, you're in the wrong spot. A fucking semi's gonna come and take your ass out. Like you're gonna be fucked. Because it was like a main highway too. It wasn't like a back road. I'm not talking like a little back road or something, like out in the mountains. I'm like, this is like a major highway that cars always drive on. But I mean, there wasn't a lot of cars because it was early in the morning. It was a weekend. It was foggy. And so not a lot of cars out. But still, I'm like, what the fuck is a deer doing in the middle of the road? Like, I wonder if somebody hit it and it tried to move, and then like maybe it has a broken leg, so it just laid down right there. Said, "Fuck it, I'm
Hmm.
just laid down right here." I don't know what happened, but there wasn't like any debris on the road or anything. Like there was like no like. Usually, if like something hits a deer, you'll see like fucking bumpers or something on the road, like
Right.
glass or plastic everywhere, or something on the road that like would signify like, oh, something hit this fucker. But like, no, nothing was on the road. It was just clear. The road was clear. It was foggy as shit, and it was cold as hell. And the dude was just chilling in the middle of the road, like he said, "Oh, I'm gonna chill right here. This is a good spot to take a nap."
But only not a lot of traffic then, because
Apparently not, because yeah, I was like, whatever, dude. I just went around him and kept going. I'm like, oh, that's fucking awkward. Like, it was like an awkward moment. It was like one of those like, did that just really happen? Did I just really see a deer in the middle? Like, am I hallucinating a deer, or did
yeah,
or,
it's always weird,
or
right?
did I
Like
see it? Like,
I
what the
remember one
fuck?
time, and luckily there was like other people in the car with me, and this so they confirmed this, right? I was actually
Yeah,
teaching my oldest daughter how to drive, and we're in town in Columbus area, in the suburb of Columbus, right?
yeah.
And she's going down the road, and it's me and my daughter and my ex-wife. She's in the back of the car, and we're driving on this first road, and this car in front of us is going, and out of nowhere comes this deer, like running across this yard and getting ready to cross the road in front of the car in front of us. And the deer
Yeah.
like jumps and puts on like his Rudolph cape, right? And like practically flies. He clears the car, hits the like roof with his legs a little bit, and rolls across the roof of the car and lands on his feet and takes off and keeps off running right in front of us, the car in front of us. And the car in front of us just like kind of tapped its brakes for a second and kept on going. Like I don't
He
think
like
they
probably
seen it.
I don't even think he saw
Yeah,
it.
because it was over the roof of their car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was insane. Like they just kind of kept on driving, you know. And I'm like, that car, that deer just barrel rolled over top of that car, like just jumped and rolled across the roof and landed like
Dude,
awkwardly on his feet, but then it like kind of hopped and took off. I'm like, holy crap. And my daughter to this day, she still remembers. She's like, I remember when I was learning how to drive and that deer just like kamikazed and was like gonna run into the car. They just like jumped over it. And I'm like, yeah, that's crazy.
dude, deer are resilient motherfuckers. I hit one time in one
Oh,
of my cars back in the day. I hit it pretty hard too. I was going around the
yeah.
curb. I was doing like, I don't know, 35, 30. It was a 25-mile-an-hour curve.
Amateur stuff.
Boom, I hit it, and I hit it like right, like dead on, dude, like right in the ass. Like it took out the entire corner of the front of my car. Like my car still ran, but like the hood was dented,
Yeah.
the grill was gone. I fucked up my car pretty much, and this fucking deer just like got hit by my car and kept running, like just like nothing hit it, dude. Like nothing at all hit it. I'm like, what in the fuck just happened? The motherfucker literally jumped out like I was just going around the curb, and he just jumped out of nowhere, dude. Out of fucking nowhere, this motherfucker just jumped out in front of me, and I hit it with my car. But he like jumped into the road where like only his backside was in my lane, so I hit him in the back, like the back leg, and I remember like just fucking hitting him pretty hard. He kind of like moved a little bit and then just kept running. Just fucking kept running.
Yeah.
Like oh, something hit me. A car hit me. Oh, no big deal. Just keep running.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Yeah.
Bye, dude.
Yeah,
Hope you have insurance.
Craziest one I think I ever had was again, same daughter. When she was in college, I took her to dinner one night, and I was taking her back to her college out in the middle of the country, and that's when with my niece on my beater car now.
Yeah.
There was a deer in the middle of the road, and I wasn't like looking at it. I didn't see it because I wasn't
Yeah.
looking straight ahead because there was a car coming at me. And when we passed each other, I thought the car like went left of center and kind of clipped me because it was like a bang, and all of a sudden like pieces on my car were dragging on the ground and everything. I'm like, what the heck? Headlight was broke out, and I get stopped, and the other car stopped going the other way. Here, there's a deer in the middle of the road, and we were both passing at the same time, so we both hit it, and we ripped it in half. And so
Oh.
like I didn't know. I thought the other car clipped me, and I stopped the car and I got out and we started walking back, and we found the deer, and like its head was over here. My daughter's like trying to drag its head off the road. She's like, "Oh, the poor thing," and I'm like, it was like a buck, and and its body was somewhere else. Then a little bit later on, I remember there's a farmer come out in his little 4-wheeler, and he was like, I'll come out to see if I could get the venison. If you catch it right away or whatever, he goes, you might be able to get some venison out of it yet. He goes, there's nothing left of this thing. And I'm like, yeah, I know the head's over there. But yeah, it went down between both of our cars. It like pretty much totaled both of our cars.
That's wild.
I just made my car work. We just fixed it.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah, but yeah,
That
man,
was the best
fucking-
move ever for me, Jesus, because they wanted to give me $50 for the car for salvage, like scrap.
Yeah.
And I think I put like maybe like $500 back into it to fix it,
And you
like
fix
get
it all.
body panels and stuff. And I got like another 100,000 miles out of that car so far.
Nice.
So-
I'm sure your insurance paid you out and everything.
It was just I had just liability, so they didn't cover anything. But-
Fuck you.
Yeah, but it was crazy. Like that car just went through a deer and it's kept on going. It's been great.
That's good. That's a good car. They don't make
Yeah.
them like that anymore.
Oh,
Cars are designed to break now completely. They just
yeah, the
completely
motor falls out of the
fucking-
bottom. First
yeah.
time it gets a little hit.
Yeah,
So
like
no.
everything crumbles in the engine bay. Yeah, cars
the
are
engine's
designed like
to what,
fucking-
drop down and out, so
Yeah,
you
they're
don't
all-
they don't go through the dash anymore.
Yeah, they're all fucking lame nowadays. Any little hit in a car, you're fucking done for. Like, car's completely totaled. But
Right.
yeah, fucking deer are assholes. They just jump in front of cars because they like to, I think, and they just get hit, and then fucking shit happens. But yeah. We're gonna talk about video games. Gunny couldn't make it today, Mayo. He's doing whatever old men
do. Yeah.
Old men, I don't know what they do on a Monday night. He might be like sewing or something, or knitting.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say crocheting, right? Isn't that a thing?
Crocheting. He might be crocheting or sewing or something. I don't know. Whatever he does on a smoking cigars.
Cleaning the tennis balls off the bottom of his walker.
Yeah, I mean something. He's doing something, right? He couldn't make it today. But I'm like, what the fuck you got to do, Gunny? What do you have to do on a Monday night? Like, come on now, come on, Gunny. Jeez. But yeah, we're here, and so I've been playing some games, man. I played, of course, some more Battlefield. They had double XP weekend going until today, actually. But it was a weird double XP. It wasn't like full double XP. It was just like double XP for like your weapons. So any
Mhm.
weapon that you use got double XP on it or whatever. So that's kind of cool. I did that, and I've been also playing a little bit more of Outer Worlds 2. And besides those two, I'm not sure I played anything else. Oh, I played a lot of Frostpunk 2 last week.
Oh yeah,
lot
I've been living Frostpunk 2, and you're playing Frostpunk 2.
Yeah.
How about that?
I played a lot of Frostpunk 2 last week. But listen, man, I'm trying to beat because I beat the first DL, so the DLC came out not that long ago, like, I don't know, November or something. And it introduces like two new, I want to say scenarios for the Utopia builder mode, which is like your endless mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you can just like kind of like free build and keep building, but introduces scenarios that you have to beat that story or whatever. And the first one was like, I forget what the first scenario was, but I beat that, whatever. That wasn't that hard. But this second scenario, I am struggling, dude. Struggling, Mayo, to beat this. So this is a scenario where what happens is you start off the game, you're like a normal, you're building your shit up, and all of a sudden it'll say like, hey, we found a dead body at the gate, but this person looked like they were infected with something. And it says, do you want to tell the people of the city what you found, or do you want to keep it a secret? And it's like, okay, if I tell people, it's going to cause a panic. People are going to start panicking and freaking out about sick people. Okay, I tell no one, right? So I keep it a secret, right, Mayo?
Mm-hmm.
And then I keep building up my city. I keep building it up, keep building it up. And then it says like, okay, now your goal is to find patient zero out in the wasteland. Like you have to send your scouts out and you got to try to find patient zero so you can start working on a cure for this. So I like send out my scouts and I'm trying to send them out everywhere. But at the same time, I'm using them to like when they find like a resource, like say they find like this place that has coal. I'm like, okay, harvest the coal from this. But that takes up some of my scouts. So I don't have enough scouts to keep scouting. So then I'm like, okay, I'm running out of scouts. I'm running out of food. I'm running out of shit. And I'm running out of fucking money. Like, what's going on here? And like, dude, it's so hard. And then like by the, like, I don't know, I want to say by the 300th day, usually it's around day like 300 or day 290 or something. Uh, it'll be like, hey, people in your central district are starting to get really, really sick. No, the doctors don't know what is causing the sickness, but they believe that it's all like contagious and it's all the same symptoms. Like we believe this is the plague has hit the city. So now the plague hits your city, right? Like it's like this thing has come to your area and it's hit your city or whatever. And you're like, oh fuck, what do I do? And it's like, okay, you have an option like to like evacuate the central district. So you can evacuate the central district or like not evacuate it. If you evacuate it, it kind of slows it down a little bit, but it doesn't really do a whole lot. So I evacuate the central district, right? And I'm like, everyone get the fuck out of here, right? So everyone gets out, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I got enough guards. Like I have some guards in my militia, and these guards can like they can like lock down districts. So for example, like an how in Frostpunk you have like a housing district, or
Mm-hmm.
you'll have like an extraction district for like resources like your coal or your food or your factory district for like the factories that are building stuff for the people. And I could send my guards to these districts, like these different districts, either around the center or I could send them to like the coal district where they're getting the coal to keep the heater going to like protect that district. So they'll go there and they'll set up like a quarantine area where they make sure they check everyone that walks into that district to check them for any symptoms of this disease, right? So I'm like, okay, I could do this, but I can only do it for so many districts. Like I only have so many guards, right? I only have so many guards to lock down so many districts. So I'm like, okay, I locked down my coal district. I locked down a housing district that's next to the center. And I'm like, okay, that's two districts locked. And then I locked down one of the food districts. I'm like, okay, I got to lock down the food district because we got to keep coal coming in. We got to keep food coming in. And I got to keep one of my research facilities open in one of the housing districts to keep researching for a cure, right? Because once like the plague starts spreading to other districts, people start dying like really, really fast. Like it says like hey man, like people are like as soon as they get this shit, they don't have much time to live. Like they might live like another 30 days another 60 days, another 100 days. Some might live for a week. Some might live, for 2 weeks. Some might not live at all. Some might outlive, the other people. But people start dying pretty quick. And at the same time, people stop going to those districts because they realize, hey, that district has the plague or whatever. We're not going to go there anymore. So, like, whatever you had in that district, so if it's a hospital, a research facility, a prison, a watchtower, whatever, they shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So if your research district, wherever you have your research facilities, if that district gets infected, that research facility stays open as long as the people can keep working. But once those researchers get sick, that facility shuts down. So you start losing your research facilities. And it's like, oh, fuck. Like a few times I failed the thing because it said, like, you have no research going. Like, your research stopped. And I'm like, fuck, I need to find a cure for this. We need to keep working on the cure. And it's like, you can't. Your people are all sick. Your districts are fucked. Like you can't work on a cure. Your people are gonna die. You failed the game. So it's like mission failed. So then the game is over. You have to restart from the beginning. I'm like, oh fuck. So like the last time that I played, I was able to create the cure, Mayo, like the vaccine, but I wasn't able to distribute it fast enough. So like I was able to make the vaccine for it, right? And I made it,
Uh-huh.
but I made it to where the game was pretty much over already. Because if like I think it's like if more than half your people get sick, say you have 12,000 people in your city, if 6,000 of them get sick or more, it's game over. Like you have to save more than half of the people. So it's like fuck, man. Like it's really really hard, and the problem is that you're dealing like the whole time in the beginning of the game you're dealing with trying to get things going and up and running. You're trying to pass laws that appease people, but it's going to piss some people off. You know what I mean? So some people hate you, some people love you, and it's like what the fuck, man? Like it's so fucking hard. I I don't know what to do. So I'm like slowly but surely learning how to get the vaccine quicker. And like last time, like I said, I had enough money because the vaccine costs like 400 coins or heat. They're called heat stamps in the game, but they're like coins or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
it costs 400 of them. And to get 400 that's a lot. Like you gotta have a lot of shit, like a lot of industry in your city. Like you gotta have like alcohol sales, prostitution sales, fucking.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
gotta have like
prostitution sales.
yeah, you gotta have like alcohol, prostitution, uh, like giant malls. You gotta have factories. You gotta have uh the thing where people pay to like get out of work. Like if people have extra money and they don't want to work that day, they can pay to take the day off. And you have to have like certain laws passed to be making that much money, or else you will never have. Because there's been a few times where I had the cure available to me. I could make the vaccine, but it said you don't have enough money to research this. And it's like, well, fuck, man. Like I don't have enough money. What do I do? Like with not enough money, like if you don't have enough money, you just have to wait till you get enough money. And by the time you wait to get enough money, everyone's dead or people hate you because the more people die, the more people start getting mad at you, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
obviously every death counts towards your trust that the people have in you. So every death starts ticking down the trust meter. You know what I mean? So like it's shitty. Like I'm like this is hard. It's a hard DLC to beat, but I will beat it and I will get it. And yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what other DLCs they release for this game, because they've already announced the studio working on Frostpunk. They already announced Frostpunk I don't know if it's reimagined or remastered. So it's the original Frostpunk. They're gonna re-release it, I think this year or next year. I'm not sure if it's 2027 or 2026, but they're gonna re-release Frostpunk, the original one, but with enhanced graphics or whatever. I think they're gonna use. I think they said Unreal Engine 5 or some shit. So they're gonna make it in like better graphics or whatever. But they're also going to make it to where they said they're going to enhance the gameplay by adding some stuff from the second game. So some of the resources and things that are in the second game, they're going to kind of mix it in and implement it into the first game. But they're also going to add new maps to the first game and new scenarios, they said.
Yeah, it's called Frostpunk 1886, and it's gonna come out in
Yeah.
2027.
Yeah, 1886, yeah. So like I said, that one's going to be like a they said it's like another version of the first game, pretty much. But like obviously with better graphics, better interface, better whatever the fuck else they decide to put into the game. But the first one still holds up. If you have the first Frostpunk, that game still holds up. I still like the first one. Um, at times I like the first one more than the second one because the first one lets you build um like tents, and then you built the houses, and then you built the better houses or whatever, you know what I mean? Where in
Hmm.
this one you're in the second one you're only putting down districts. You're putting down like a giant thing, like it's just a giant district. You don't get
And
to
it
like
kind of auto populates it. It'll put houses and whatever and
yeah,
automatically.
it'll put in all the buildings automatically. Where in the first one, you kind of like chose how you designed your city. You know what I mean? It was a little bit cooler to like. It was more meticulous. You had to like put the heaters down, learn how to design your city. Where in the second one, it's like in the first one, you had to worry about the heat, right? And you have to like worry about like how far the heat and your generator would go out and spread out or whatever and heat other places. And the second one is like, okay, you put down a district and then you can, with the little slider thing, you can just click on how hot you want it to be in that district. You could be like, I want it to be super cold. I want it to be chilly. I want it to be, there's cold, chilly, livable, and warm. That's the four different levels of heat you can put on there. It's like a slider, like a little like a 8-point slider you can move up and down. And of course, I mean, if you don't have enough coal, you can't heat the place, right? Like you have to have enough heat to be coming out of your generator to be able to heat these places. Um, so yeah, like I like the first one more in terms of being more meticulous with shit. You can put like down the houses how you want them, etc. The second one is more like putting down giant districts everywhere and trying to do it that way. Um, the first one I felt also had, I want to say, I'm not sure if it's better laws, but they had like the first one had more, like I feel like more morally questionable things. You know what I mean? Where like
Hmm.
you could feed people sawdust.
Yeah, I
You
remember the
could
first one. The
you
moral questions it would put you in, and be like, man,
yeah, like you put the kids to work, and if the kids complain, you can tell them to shut the fuck up, keep working, or you could give the kids the day off or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? And the second one, they do bring up stuff like this where they say like, hey, like the kids don't know what to do, they have nothing to do. You need to pass a law saying the kids go to work with their family as apprentices, or the kids go to school, like you pass mandatory schooling, or you can pass apprenticeships or like there's laws like there's the same kind of laws, just in the second one it feels like it's more generalized, you know what I mean? Everything is more like generalized as like a bigger picture, where in the first one it felt more, sometimes a little bit more personal when you were passing these laws, like you felt like the people really felt the impact of what the fuck you were doing.
hmm.
um but I do like some of the things they implemented in the second one. But the games are the both games are pretty similar in terms of the technology that they have in them, the things you can research. They're kind of pretty similar in both games. The second one has a little bit more stuff, but the first one has a lot of the stuff in it. It's just how you do it, you know what I mean? Um, but I do like the first one more than the second one. It was just it was funner in my opinion. Like I said, um, it was cooler in my opinion,
Are
where you
those?
can like
Are they still on Game Pass?
not 100% sure they're on Game Pass. I know that the first one might be. I know that this Frostpunk, I think the second one is available on the PlayStation Plus Premium or whatever. I think you
Okay,
can download it on there and play it
I'll
if you have
check.
the
I
Premium.
have PlayStation Plus Premium, so
Or it might be available even on the Plus version. I'm not sure, but I know it's on the Pass for the PlayStation, so it's on there. Um, And yeah, I mean, I played the first one on controller as well as mouse and keyboard, and it controller works fine on the first one. I haven't tried controller on the second one because I'm playing on the PC, so it's just easier to use mouse and keyboard for me.
Yeah.
But I can guarantee the controller's gonna work just fine for it. I mean, it's not that hard to put down districts or whatever. Um, so yeah, I played a lot of Frostpunk, dude, and I like it. I like Frostpunk. But playing a lot of Outer Worlds too as well. Um, so I went to the second planet now. I know I barely left the first planet, but I barely left the first planet because I did a lot of side quests in the first planet that I I guess I didn't realize how caught up I got in the side quest versus the main objective. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of got caught up in all these side quests, and I really enjoyed them. Like I thought they were kind of cool and well done. I mean, so a lot of them were like dumb shit, like go here, like find this, come back, talk to me. Go here, find this, come back, talk to me. But uh, like I like the people in the game. I like the different factions that they have in the game. I like seeing all that shit. So for me, all that was super cool. And going to the second world or whatever, the second planet, I forget what it's called, but I went there, and apparently this planet is like a war zone. This is where these two factions. One's called Anti's Choice, and the other one's called the Corporate Servants or something like that. So like one of them is like a corporation, and the other one's another corporation, but they're two different corporations that are at war with each other, and they're fighting over. I don't know if they're fighting in the galaxy, like in the area that you're in the galaxy. I think they're in a big war with each other. But this planet is one of the fucking battle areas that they're in. Like they have like a battle going on here. So when you land, everything's like fucked up. Everything's like destroyed, and you're like, what the fuck did we land into? Everything's destroyed. You land on like this you land on this platform, and it's like a train station, but it's all fucking destroyed. And you're like, what the fuck? And then you kind of like go and you meet this lady who's the matriarch, and she that area is like the kind of like the people that live on that planet have like a military, so they're fighting also, but they're fighting to defend the planet, while Anti's Choice is fighting the other corporation, but they're also fighting too to defend the planet. I don't know whose side they're on, so you're doing quests for them. And what I'm liking about the game though is the the choices are cool, and the perks are fucking awesome, dude. Like the perks, as I'm leveling up my character now. I've focused into three different categories. Uh, so I'm putting points into hacking, lockpicking, and guns. Okay, that's three things that I'm using. And the reason I'm using hacking, lockpicking, and guns and engineering or whatever is it's because these things let me break into everything. Like I'll come up to a door and it'll be like this door is jammed, like it's like locked. But then I have like this little scanner tool that I got from a mission that lets me see through walls, and then you can see the wires that go off of the door.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow the wire to like a panel, and then the panel you can hit the panel or something, and the fucking door will open. Or you can just fucking lockpick a door. Like you stick the lockpick in, and it'll do the little thing, and boom, it opens the door, and you're like, oh, now you got like some crazy loot in there, some cool gun, um, super cool, yeah. A lot of side quests I'm also getting on this planet. Like I opened up a terminal that showed me a bounty list of people that are wanted on the planet. So there was these two different people that were wanted. Two of them were brothers. They were together, and then the other one with this other chick. And it said if you catch them, you can get a bounty reward for killing them or whatever. So I went and I found this chick's base, and uh, I got killed like 3 times trying to kill her because she had a lot of like bodyguards. I'm talking a lot of people spawned in. So I'm like, what the fuck? So, but I finally killed her the third time, and I got some pretty cool shit for killing her. I got like a rocket launcher thing. It's like a big ass rocket launcher. But I'm like, I don't want to use it because I only have like 20 rockets. Like,
You probably don't know where you can get more or whatever yet, or
yeah, I don't know like how to get more. So I'm like, I'm gonna save this for when like I'm fighting something really, really big.
that's what I tend to do. Like if I find something like that in a game and I haven't
Yeah.
really come across it much, I save it for important stuff. I'm like, I'm saving this sucker till I really like use like a boss fight
Yeah.
or like a dire situation where I don't want to worry about losing life
Yep.
or whatever, you know.
Um, but I'm learning how to like craft more now because there's like crafting stations, kind of like there's usually like if you run into like a base or like say you're on a mission to go into a building to go through a factory or something or like a base of somebody's base or something, you'll usually run into a crafting station in that mission. Like somewhere in that mission there'll be a crafting station, and in that crafting station you can craft mods, either mods for your armor, like your armor will have mod slots. You can put in like extra padding, which like this makes it to where you take less damage, your armor becomes better, or you can have it to where you take less damage from explosives, or you take like if you install this mod, it lets you see enemies through walls or whatever, or this mod will let you carry more ammo. And you can also install mods on your guns. So certain guns will have mod slots, and these slots will let you so you can modify your gun, and it'll be like adding this to your gun increases the accuracy by so much, or it increases the damage output that the gun does, or it'll make it to where the gun does more critical hits, or whatever, like more ammo on the gun, etc. Um, so I kind of didn't know about that at first. Like for the first planet, I was kind of just equipping shit like randomly. I got to the second planet, and I'm like, oh wait, I can like kind of like spec my guy out to how I want him to be. Like, so I started fucking with the armor, and like I kind of put the armor that I wanted on him, that I thought was the most powerful armor I have, and I kind of modded it out a little bit, and I also modded out my companions to where they're like modded out to where they do certain types of damage, etc. And then I modded out my guns. And then I bought some like crafting recipes where I learned how to craft ammo for the guns that I have, the guns that I like, the ones that I'm using mostly, the 3 guns that I carry. And I'm like, okay, so now I can craft ammo for these guns. So I was able to craft a lot of ammo. And then all the other stuff that I had in my inventory, I just marked it as junk. Like all of it. Just fucking said, fuck it. I'll mark all this shit as junk. And then when you're in the crafting station, you can destroy all your junk, or you can sell it at a vendor. Like when you go to a vending machine, you can sell your
Mhm.
junk, but you can destroy it if you have it, and that creates more crafting components for you, right? Like it'll say like, oh, you've got
Mhm.
now like
It
you've got
creates
more.
more junk,
Yeah, you got more metal, more springs, more
right?
etc. But it lets you craft ammo, which is what I wanted. A lot of ammo because one of my guns, I kept running out of ammo, and I'm like, I don't know where to buy this ammo. I don't run into these buy stations often enough, so I need to learn how to craft this ammo. So I'm like, I need to know how to do this. So I started figuring out how to craft that ammo, and like for one of my guns now, it's like so this gun is like a pistol, but it's super powerful. It does like 76 damage, which is pretty high. For the beginning of the game, I think it's pretty high. But it does a lot of damage to enemies, and it also melts them. Like it'll melt them. Like it's like an acid gun. Like it shoots bullets, but it's like a acid bullets. And then when you reload, you pour this liquid into the gun, and it fills it back up, and then you keep shooting. Well, the problem with that shit was I didn't know how to craft the liquid. I'm like, how the fuck do I make this ammo? Like, so I bought the recipe for it, and I was able to make like 4,000 ammo for that gun. I was like, holy
Wow.
shit! I had that much crafting resources for this, and it said, yeah, because you could just keep holding X, and it'll just keep crafting, boom, 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 and it'll keep crafting till you run out of the resources you have for it, and it'll say you can't craft any more of this because you don't have this stuff, and then it'll show what you're missing, or whatever, like you're missing gunpowder, or you're missing whatever the fuck, some kind of body part from an alien or whatever, a creature that you have to kill. Um, so yeah, so some of these guns I was able to craft a lot of ammo for them, and I also found a sniper rifle which was pretty dope because I could take out enemies from like far away without having to get close to them, which lets me kill them from a distance. And the AI isn't very smart, so like killing them from a distance is kind of cool because I don't have to take damage, and I could just worry about fucking killing these guys and whatever, you know. Um, but yeah, so some of this stuff is kind of cool. Like I'm enjoying the crafting in this game, which I hate crafting, but this game makes it kind of like useful and cool. So I like it. It's easy to do. Um, so yeah, and also the game I've noticed it doesn't. I don't know if it has a cap on how much shit you can carry. Because dude, I'll go into places, Mayo, like I'll go into a building and just take literally absolutely everything that I can take. I'm talking anything that's able to be picked up, I'll pick it up. I don't I
Uh-huh.
don't give a fuck what it is. It could
I
be
can
like a
I can see you being like that 'cause I remember you were that way in, Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2,
yeah,
and I
or
remember you
like
were that way in something else. You're always, like, pickpocketing and lockpicking and,
yeah, I'm taking everything, dude. Like I'm breaking in everything that I can break into. I'm lock picking everything that I can lock pick. Some stuff I can't do, right? Because it says like, oh, your lock picking isn't high enough level, or you don't have enough whatever to open this. Like you don't like for like some safes, right? Like there's a safe. If you don't have explosives as one of your perks or like one of your abilities, um no, I think it's an ability. There's abilities and there's perks. So as an ability, if you don't have explosives at level 5, you can't blow up a safe to open it. I don't have
Mhm.
any points into my explosives because I only have hacking and lockpicking. But hacking and lockpicking are pretty good at getting me into most things. And when I find a safe, usually what happens is whoever I kill that's like the main boss in that area will have the key for the safe, right? So I can go and open the safe. I've only
Typically,
ran
right.
into I've only ran into it like maybe twice or three times now where I've killed everyone in that area, even the boss, and they don't even have the fucking key to the safe. So I'm like, oh, that sucks. But usually the one thing that I found in safes is money. Like it'll be like, oh, you found 1,000 credits or whatever, 1,000 bits. Congrats, like that's what you found, 1,000 bits. But like guns and other all that other bullshit, like guns and armor, those things are usually stored like in a some kind of storage room or something where I can break into by hacking or lock picking it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool that I could do that. And I found it very useful to be able to block pick a lot of shit and uh and break into a lot of stuff. It's super helpful. Um, but yeah, I'm enjoying the game. The music is pretty dope. Like it reminds me of Fallout, like the music. You know, it's like kind of like oldies style music playing on the radio as you're walking around this planet. Like it's like a wasteland, kind of. You know, you're walking around it. You're doing missions or whatever. Um, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I got another companion, this chick, and I did her companion quest, which turned her arm into like a crab arm. So now she shoots like crab shells at things and like can break armor pretty quickly. Like if she's shooting at enemies, she can take them down pretty quick. But the one cool thing I like about the other dude, I forget his name, but there's the guy that originally is in your crew. If you talk to him while you're in the middle of anywhere, I found this out yesterday. You could be walking in the middle of like anywhere, and you say, "Hey, I want to talk to you about making something." You tell him that, and he'll be like, "Okay, what do you want to make?" And like the crafting thing will pop up, like the menu to craft. So if you need ammo, like in the middle of nowhere, you can just talk to this dude and open up the crafting menu and start crafting ammo that you need. I'm like, that is super fucking handy. I'm gonna always keep this guy in my squad because if I can always craft shit that I need, I will always be set for anything that comes up. Um, yeah. And I also got this pretty cool perk recently, or like a not a perk, but they call it a flaw, right? That they offered me, which I was in this facility that was like a I don't know, it's like a nuclear facility. I don't know what it was, like some kind of like laboratory or something. And I was in there doing some shit where I had to go find this scientist guy that went kind of crazy, and he was working for the matriarch, and the matriarch's like, "Yo, man, you need to go here and find this guy because we need him back." I was like, "Okay." So I went to go find this guy. He died. All right, let's. At the end of the mission, he died. I wasn't gonna save him. he was being stupid, and I was like, you know what, dude, like I'm just gonna kill you. Like I'm not even gonna deal with talking to you. I'm just gonna fucking kill you. So he died. But as I was sneaking through the facility, I ran across like some radiation or some shit. And it said, hey, we found a new flaw in you. And it's like, what's the flaw? And in this facility, all the enemies were invisible because this radiation had turned them invisible or whatever. And it said, hey, you've been radiated or whatever. It's like, okay, now what? And it says, well, you can accept this flaw or you can deny it. But if you accept it, whenever somebody hits you with the melee weapon or like comes up to you and punches you or hits you with a hammer or a sword or whatever, usually happens quite a bit in combat, right? Someone will be running at you with like a sword or something and they hit you. When they hit you, the first hit that you take, you'll become invisible for, I think it's 20 seconds. You'll become completely invisible. And even if you shoot your gun at these people or attack them, they won't be able to see where you're shooting them from or attacking them from. And the only downside to this is we'll take 5% of your health for this. So you accept this as a perk, but we take 5% of your total health away. And it's like, wait a minute, if it's just 5% of my health for me to be able to become invisible if I get hit? Hell yeah. So that's kind of come in handy already as I got it. It's already been useful a couple times uh, in my playing of the game. But yeah, it's a cool little game, man.
Nice.
I give Obsidian credit for this game. They did a pretty okay job. But yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like an interesting game to me. Like I keep thinking about picking it up every once in a while, but I didn't really play the first one. Like it just really wasn't me. So it's like I don't know if I would like it or not. So it's like I'm constantly on that fence. Like, do I pick it up and try it, or do I not? You know,
Yeah, it's a cool RPG. I mean,
it'd be good. I mean, it's good. It's a Game Pass game, but I don't have Game Pass anymore. So it's like, you know, I
yeah,
could have
that's the issue.
played it on there and just been like, oh yeah, it's okay. You know, and I could just played it and been part of Game Pass. But since I don't have it, I don't plan on getting it anytime soon. I'd
Yeah,
rather just buy a game instead of like, you know, basically renting it on Game Pass anymore.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go that way. But just debating about buying it on Steam or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I bought it. I think I bought it on a sale on the PlayStation. I think it was on sale for like $50 or $45 or something like that. And everywhere that I looked, it had the same sale going on. So if I was gonna buy it on Steam, it had the same sale. CD keys had the same price, and the PlayStation had the same price. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Give me a reason to use my PlayStation. I'm buying it on the PlayStation, and I did. Um, so yeah, I don't regret the purchase. It's been fun so far. I look forward to seeing what happens with my adventure, because the whole mission is you're trying to find this chick that betrays you in the beginning. I still haven't found her, but I found some of her accomplices. I'm kind of finding out the reason why she did it. Like she's following this, like they're called the Order of something, and like she's part of them, like a cult kind of. And so yeah, and some of these other people you're fighting are part of the same cult. Anyways, yeah, that's all I played, man. How about you?
I bounced around a little bit. I've been playing the typical little bit of Path of Exile 2. Gunny was talking to me about it the other day. Got me kind of back into it a little bit. Just you know, I did that druid character a while back when the update come out, and so I just kind of tinkered with that some more. It's kind of a fun character because you get that ability to change into the wolf or the bear or like a dragon type looking thing, and so like that can kind of you can change your build up, but you still have like ranged attack, so it makes it so you can keep everybody a distance because I like ranged in that game a lot more than melee. But that game, they they just keep adding to it, and you can kind of keep playing through. You'll see some of the same stuff, but they keep throwing some new stuff at you, so it keeps it always entertaining. And sometimes you're like, okay, what's this or what's this new thing, and so like you have the different opportunities to like just go through some new stuff, and you're like, oh, this is cool, or they changed this or they changed that, and so it just makes it so it's so much like new. It doesn't get old. And then I did fire up the other day a little bit of Gran Turismo again, and I seen where they added this new thing now. It's like they had like these weekly quests you could do. You had so long, and you had to do like 5 different races, and you had to complete those, and you had to go to a certain race, right? And you had to use a certain car, you had to use all this kind of stuff. And when you beat those races, you would get a bunch of money. But now they have this like new challenge where it's like on the side of the screen, and you basically only have so long. Like it's I can't remember how long it was, if it was just one day or it's a very short time, and you got to collect like 3 different cars in that time frame. And when you do, they give you like a roulette ticket in which you don't know what you're going to get, but it'd be a random item, right? It could be a random car, it could be a random car part and stuff like that. So, and it's like a daily thing. So it's enough of you to like want to like jump on daily and just like get in and collect it. So they have like 3 things like that now. So they have that weekly where you can do 5 different races, and the races are pretty short. Like the first race you have to do is usually like a 3 lap race, easy. Like it doesn't take long at all, right? And then you get like a 100,000 credit on top of being top 3 in that race. That's all you have to do to qualify. Then of the 5, if you do 3 of the 5, they give you a $200,000 credit. And then you also have like 2 more races to do, and they're usually one's like 3 lap race, and the other one's usually like a 5 lap race. And the 5 lap race is usually a little more difficult. That's where things kind of start getting a little faster, and they give you a little bit better. You know, you got to use a little bit better car, and you got better competition. And then like the next 2 you have to do to complete all 5 are like higher end cars and stuff like that, and then you get more money, or sometimes you get like a car or different things like that. So they do those once a week, and on top of that, you have like this daily thing where where it tracks like how many miles you drove per day. And so once you hit like 33 miles per day, you get a free ticket, and so you can get a car or car parts again and stuff out of it that way. So it just things to encourage you to log in daily, which is kind of, you know, it is what it is. If you're going to log in and play, you're going to play. But, you know, sometimes it's like, I'll just log in and I'll do those specific things, get the reward and jump back out. You know, kind of like that phone game mind where I hate that about phone games where like those games you just got to hop in and do your daily chores and then hop back out, you know, or you're getting little notifications on the top of your phone. It's like, hey, you got to collect this or you got to collect that. I'm never a fan of that, but Trismo, when I see it, when I do log in, I always try to get it done, but I don't like let it make me come back to the game to just get that one reward, you know. But still doing a little bit of Moonlighter, the first one. It's okay. The whole dodge mechanic, I'm not the greatest fan of. Like you're just kind of rolling, you know.
Yeah.
Um, it's fun trying to sell the things and getting the people's response, you know, if they're happy or sad or whatever, you know, or they don't buy things for a while, you can flood the market or whatever. So it's kind of fun to do and just not flood the market, but just watch their reactions and try and get the maximum amount of money and things out of it. But trying to think. I did after we played or after we recorded last week, Jesus, I kind of felt like jumping in back into something different. And I jumped back into Old Man Sky. I figured, you know what, I'm gonna download this game again and see how much it's changed. And so I jump in. It's been a long time since I played that game, and I actually didn't realize it's now actually Jesus almost 10 years old. I think it came out in August in 2016, which is crazy. That game's been around for almost 10 years now, and they keep, you know, improving that game. I jump in it, and I know you have the ability to like customize your spaceship and stuff too, but I did not even make it that far into it. There is a pretty long tutorial beginner phase they put you through in that game of collecting and stuff. So the game now gives you like this scenario, Jesus, at the beginning. You're like on this planet with a crashed ship, and you have to do these things to get this ship going again, right? So you're like going out there, like you got to go out and just find some carbon, you know, and you got to usually, well, first you got to get your gun fixed. You got to figure out how to repair your gun, and that uses like a piece of carbon or something like that. But it's real simple to get, right? So you have this gun, and they can like destroy things or like harvest materials that you need. And so you start off with that, and like, okay, you need to get a bunch of carbon and a bunch of oxygen and something else. So you can go out there and you have this visor you got to repair. It'll tell you where like things are at on the planet that you're on. I was on an ice planet, and I'm assuming that's the same thing for everybody when they first start this game, because it teaches you how, like there's cold effects, so the screen will start freezing, and you're like, happen to get warm and you gotta get out of the cold. There's like these storms that will flare up where you can't see anything and stuff. So you got to kind of like wait them out sometimes. And but it's still a lot of crafting. Jesus, I don't know. Definitely probably not a Jesus game,
Yeah.
but definitely like a gunny game or something like that. So
Okay.
there's a lot. It seems like there's a lot you can do, and there's still a lot of planets you can do, and you can still do the whole and jump in your ship once you get it going. You can fly to other planets, and you're checking things out. You're finding animals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're eventually making guns and stuff. So you got these guns you can use, and then you got like this tool that would dig into the ground. So you think Minecraft. So you fire it
Yeah.
at the ground, and now they have like materials and like supply parts from like crashed ships that'll be in the ground, and you can use your visor, and it'll tell you where like this stuff's at, and there'll be like blueprints in those things to make new stuff. So you can go to other planets, you can find these blueprints, you can start unlocking new things and making new things. You can start making portals. You can start just making different like quality of life things and stuff like that. But the game, it looks really good. It runs really, really good. After all these years, they've got it really nailed. Like how it runs and stuff like that. But just pretty fun if you don't mind crafting. I know that's not your thing, but
Yeah.
because it's straight crafting, right? Like it's fun to be on like a random planet 'cause you don't know what you're finding and stuff, but it's still kind of like once you've been there for a little while, you're like, okay, I'm ready to get off this thing. You can find some materials and you scan some stuff. Like, all right, I got all this kind of stuff already. Let me get out of here. But it was fun. I probably put probably 5 hours in it this week, probably, and I'm still kind of in the tutorial part. I haven't got to the part where I guess you can like modify your spaceship, where you can start adding parts to it and you can make it look however you want and stuff like that. And then you can play it in multiplayer as well. So I'm not sure how that would work with like the modifying the ship and stuff, or whose game I guess you jump in, but you can play this game together with other people and you can start working together on some of the crafting and stuff. But the game is pretty much all crafting that I've seen so far, so definitely not your thing. Um, the other thing I did, Jesus, on PC, I went ahead and fired up. I downloaded Cyberpunk again
Yeah.
and fired that up, and it did right at the beginning give me the option to play the Phantom Liberty DLC. It said it basically would make build a character for me,
Oh,
and it
okay.
would automatically allocate points in the character, and you would just go to that point in the game. Or you could play up to it, and then go from there. So I went ahead and just chose to play up to it again, right? And I started playing it, but I got kind of bored like a little ways into it again because I played that beginning so many times. I'm just like, all right, yeah, going through it. But the game looks so good. I still can't believe sometimes how good that game looks and how it runs. I cranked it up right away. I turned on, all the graphic settings to like max as possible, and then Jesus, I put the game on. It's called path tracing. It's like higher than ray tracing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's where it uses like the real stuff, and that's supposed to be like the most intensive. And I'm still getting 80, 90 frames, so it's very playable that
Nice.
way at 1440. So the game looks great. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool looking. The effects are pretty cool, but I keep getting bored at the beginning of the game because I've played the beginning so many times. I'm just like, every time I try to get back into it, I restart because I forgot what I was doing. And then I'm like, okay, I'm just going to play a new game. But maybe next time I'll just skip ahead to the Phantom Liberty part. That way it'll be something new. Maybe that'll keep me in it longer. But
Yeah.
did you enjoy the Phantom Liberty DLC?
Yes, I did. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Yeah, I really liked it. It was
Was
awesome.
it better than like the regular campaign or?
Not better. I don't know about better, but it was a cool story. Way shorter than the campaign. Um,
Gotcha.
but I enjoyed what it was. Yeah, it was cool, man. I liked it.
So it's like when you play the normal campaign, you just take your normal character into it, or how does that work with your normal campaign? Like, because I
So
could have
pretty
skipped ahead
much
to it.
in the normal campaign, as you're playing, all of a sudden,
Me,
like you'll get a like a cutscene where they're talking about how they're talking about how the president's coming to Night City or something like that, and you get a cutscene where you see um a fucking like Air Force One flying over Night City, and then you see like all of a sudden fucking missiles shoot at it, like fucking like from like a fucking anti-air defense system or something, and it shoots out flares, and then it keeps shooting out flares, it keeps shooting out flares, and then more missiles go at it, and then it fucking gets taken down, and it starts to crash, and then it crashes, but it crashes into Dogtown, like an area of Night City called Dogtown, and then they start talking on the news about how Air Force One crashed into Dogtown, and that area is run by some fucking gang lord or something, and it's part of the city, but it's like his part of the city, like the police don't go in there, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah, it was kind of like
like
ruled by
his
them, and
own,
it's
yeah,
kind of
it's
like
ruled by his gang or whatever. And so the plane crashed in there. So the government calls you, Idris Elba or whatever, hits you up, and he tells you that he has a mission for you to go rescue the president. Like that's your contract as a, you know, whatever, as a runner or whatever the fuck you are called in the game. It's your new contract or whatever, and you accept it. Then you go into Dogtown. You go to where the plane crashes, and then you fight through Air Force One. You rescue the president. You get her out, and then you find out why it was taken down, like why they were trying to get the president. And you find out that uh, that that the dude who runs Dogtown, I forget his name, he has this chick named Somi, and Somi is a net runner. So she's like a human, half computer. Like she's like has a bunch of like metal in her body or whatever, but she's like
Mhm.
half human or whatever. And but she's also like a net runner, so she's like some kind of like hacker thing. Like she knows how to hack really well, and she was trying to hack into the government database or something like that. But they needed the president's like fucking eye scan or fingerprint or something from the president. That's why they made the plane crash, to get the president, to get her to unlock this thing so they can control the government and the military and all that shit, right?
Mhm.
And so then you have to find out how to take down Somi or whatever. And you end up fighting through Dogtown to try to kill this dude and take this chick out. And then in the end, there's a few different options. You can kill Somi, you can try to reboot her or like reset her, or like there's another one, like there's like a bunch of different options for her. And then you have like you then the whole promise of you helping the government is, if you help the government take down this dude from Dogtown, they promise to help you with some kind of treatment to take out the chip from your head, without
Mhm.
killing you. You know what I mean?
Okay. So will that alter your in game in the regular game then? Probably not.
It doesn't really alter the regular game at all. Like it kind of like it's like its own. Like you could really play it as its own thing to experience that story. But a lot of the shit that's kind of like referenced in the DLC, it's part of the story. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like a lot of it, some shit might not even ever make sense to you. Like, what the fuck is a net runner? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? A lot of that shit is because it is referencing the game, the regular game.
Right.
So it might not make a lot of sense to you, but if you can deal with that, I think
Yeah,
it'll
I
be
mean,
good to play the
I
DLC
played
by
the game
itself.
deep enough the first time when I first started playing it up. Like I know what pretty much most of the stuff was, and then
Yeah.
I started the game over many a times, like I said, and then I just
But
like
this thing has its own side quests as well. There's like a few side quests in there that I remember. Like one of the memorable ones was you're helping this chick who's kind of like, you're kind of like helping like an OnlyFans girl, but she's not like, she's like an OnlyFans, like a porn star, but like you're helping her and doing some crazy shit. Like the story's kind of wild. Like but there's a lot of gunfights. There's a lot of cool shit. A lot of like sneaking into buildings and sneaking into places and trying to blend in as people or whatever. And one of the missions that I remember that was super cool was you you kind of like kidnap this guy that's like a really rich, like he's like a mob boss from like Russia or whatever,
okay.
and he's coming to Dogtown to visit the leader of the gang that has Somi or whatever. And you're trying to get to Somi, right? So you're like, okay, So you kidnap him, and then you like put on like this fucking like this chip in your body or like this suit that like makes you look like him. So now you look like this guy and you talk like him, you look like him, and everything. And like you look like just like him, but he's in the trunk tied up. And so you go to like this casino in Dogtown, and you're trying to like blend in as this guy, and then you're playing like I think you're playing poker with the main bad guy shows up, and he starts playing poker with you, and it's like a. It reminds me kind of like a James Bond or like a Mission Impossible movie or some shit, right? Where like, in Mission Impossible where they're always wearing the different mask or whatever, like in the
Mhm.
first Mission
Yeah, it's like the
Impossible.
mask and
Yeah,
yeah,
the
they
mask. He's
pull
wearing
off
the
another
mask.
mask,
Yeah,
yeah, with
yeah. They
another
pull off
mask.
the mask, and oh no, I'm this guy or whatever. Yeah, so it's kind of like that, but like in a game, right, where you're like playing poker as this Russian mob boss or whatever, and everyone thinks you're this Russian mob boss, and the main bad guy shows up to talk to you, and you're playing poker against him, and you're like, oh fuck, what the fuck do I do now, And he's asking you questions, like, hey, how's your dad doing or whatever? Hey, how's this person doing? And you're kind of like, you kind of like answer it or like deflect the question or whatever, like try to like throw him off. But like you don't know some of these answers, right? Because you're like, I don't like who the fuck is this guy's dad? I don't know if this guy's dad's alive or dead. What do I say? Like how do you answer these questions? And then he ends up figuring out that you're not the Russian guy. Like he's like, hey, I know who you really are. Like you're not him. I know you're V or whatever. Like what the fuck's your deal here? Like what are you trying to do here? So then you kind of confront him, and he kind of confronts you and tells you like, you're full of shit. And then you get kicked out, and a bunch of crazy shit happens, like a big shootout or something. But there's a lot of shooting, a lot of shootouts.
It sounds fun. Maybe I'll just jump into that next time and just
It's a
see
fun
what.
game though. Like it's fucking fun. That game, it should have more DLC, man. I don't know why it doesn't.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it's like they did that one DLC, and that's pretty much it, right? Like, I mean, they've always done a lot of like fine tuning that game, but then they just kind of quit supporting it. But yeah, so like, but I dove back into that, and then that's pretty much it since last week. Besides that, I was busy being, trying to get over being sick and all that fun stuff. So, but now it's like we're battling all this weather and cold stuff. So it's a good time to sit in and play games. But I'm going back to work tomorrow, so. But that's pretty much all I've been playing. Jesus, I guess it's probably news time here in a second. But yeah.
Yeah, it's news time.
Beep, 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 beep.
Let's get into some news, gentlemen and ladies, whoever's listening. All right,
What do you got for me, Jesus?
PlayStation news, Mayo.
Okay, it's always good news, right?
PlayStation 5. Okay.
Okay.
The 9th generation of video game consoles, the PS5, has sold an estimated 89.44 million units worldwide through December of last year. The PlayStation 3, Mayo, in its lifetime, sold 87.4 million units.
Wow.
No, 87.40, yeah. So the PS5 has now officially outsold the PS3. So yeah. The Wii U, or the Nintendo Wii, actually has sold 101 million units. I think the PS5 is going to probably surpass that within the next 2 years or 3 years. Because you got to think about it, right? Like, even if they announce the PS6, not this year, but say next year, right? And they say PS6 is coming out in the fall of 2027. Like, the PS5 Pro and shit is still going to be supported probably through like 2029, right? To 2030 even. I would assume that it's going to be supported that long.
Yeah,
So
it's going to be a while.
They would still be selling it for that long. But yeah. But by region, the PS5 sold an estimated 31.67 million units in North America, 31.71 million units in Europe, and 7.3 million units in Japan, and 18.7 million in the rest of the world. So there's that. Yeah. PS3 launched in 2006. PS5 in 2020.
Hey, crazy that it was 2020 already that it's been when it was launched. Doesn't it seem weird? It's been 6 years. Like
it does. You know why it doesn't seem like it's been 6 years? Because the fucking pandemic had everything locked down. That's why it doesn't seem like it's been that long.
And there
because
hasn't really been that many games for it exclusively, like, right? Like I
well, there
always say,
has
like,
because of the pandemic.
wouldn't have been yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, because, like, me being on the outside of things for the longest time, like, I wasn't a PlayStation guy, I kept seeing all these big titles on the PlayStation side of things when I was a PC gamer and an Xbox gamer, and
Yeah,
so I'm like, "I'm gonna buy a PS5, I'm gonna get into some of these titles and play all the new stuff when it comes out," and then it was like I played all the old stuff, waiting on the new stuff, but I'm still waiting on the new stuff,
yeah.
It's kinda like I mean, I didn't jump on Death Stranding 2, I guess I coulda done that. I know you really enjoyed it. Did
I
you
liked
haven't
it.
finished
I
did
want
you
to play
finish?
Alan. I think my next game after I play the Outer World is going to be Alan Wake 2. I have that queued up.
I have
'Cause
that
that's
on my
part
game.
of it's part
I
of the
forget about
library,
that
right?
game. Right,
It's
I forget
there.
about that game because I have it on Epic.
Yeah,
I never launch my Epic store, so I never see my library in there. I always forget about
yeah.
it.
And then what else? So yeah, there's that. And then Wolverine's coming out this year, dude. Remember that?
Is that finally coming out? I know
Yeah.
they did a show the other day, or didn't they? Or I seen something on YouTube or like the top games coming out, coming soon to PlayStation, and I seen Wolverine as one of them.
Yeah. Still says fall 2026 according to Insomniac. So, yeah.
That'd be a good one. That'd be something to look forward to.
Yeah. Um, an Xbox Series X game has been canceled ahead of its release on January 30th. In other words, it was canceled just 4 days before it got released, Mayo. All right.
4 days before the release date. How crazy is
Yeah.
that? Why would you
Yeah.
cancel a game 4 days before you release it?
Well, I don't
You
know.
do all that work and all that time, and you're gonna cancel it right before? Like, wouldn't you think you'd at least try to get a couple sales out of it or something? I don't know, like, you know?
No, 4 days, dude. Um,
So close.
so according to people, says here, those people on Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X looking forward to Mighty Rabbit Studios and limited run games upcoming release Nickelodeon Splat Pack are going to have to cancel any plans to play it because the Xbox version and only the Xbox version has been canceled. The Nintendo Switch, PC, and PS5 versions, meanwhile, are set to continue forward and release as planned on the 30th. The news comes from Gamatsu, who was provided information by a limited run games representative, but was not given a reason as to why the Xbox versions of the game have been canceled. Wow.
Hmm, that's weird.
Like, I wonder if they just said, fuck this, we're not releasing. Fuck the Xbox, motherfuckers.
Right. They don't even know what an Xbox is.
Yeah,
Let's
they don't
put it on
even.
something else.
Yeah, fuck these guys. They don't even know what their console is. How can we develop a game for a refrigerator? We don't even know what an Xbox is. We're confused. We can't get this to run on a fridge. So yeah, apparently the other versions of the game are coming out. Well, the other platforms it's coming out,
Uh-huh.
but the Xbox is not. Damn, that sucks. Sucks for Xbox, huh?
Um,
In other news, High Guard Mayo. High
okay.
Guard, the game by the Apex Legends and Titanfall Studios. What the fuck is this called? Respawn Entertainment. Not really. It's
Mhm.
not by them, but it's by former Respawn Entertainment developers. So they worked on Titanfall and they worked on Apex Legends, and then they left, made their own studio, and I think they made this, right? I think that's how it works.
Yeah, I think
Well,
so.
it's out now. It's out. Did you know that?
No. I did not.
did you know it's out, man? Okay.
No.
Yeah, well, apparently the only person that promoted it was Jeff Keighley. Um,
In the awards? Like back
yeah,
then?
that was the only time it got any kind of promotion or trailer.
That was the only
Uh,
time I seen anything on the game, and that was the only time I wanted to see anything on the game. It did not look good to me.
so,
So
yeah, it's. I mean, I was gonna play it before the show. I just didn't have time today, but I wanted to. But I am said that is okay. I am's played it. He got it earlier today. He said it's a 3v3. Like okay, like one team has a base. I guess each team has a base, and you're running around kind of like a battle royale, and you're picking weapons up from the ground, right? Like you pick weapons up and equip them, and
mhm.
then then you're trying to destroy the other people's base and kill them, and they're trying to destroy your base and kill you or whatever. Um, he says that it's not very fun because it's only 3 versus 3, so it feels very like weird playing only 3 versus 3. And yeah, he doesn't. He says he doesn't see that it's going to hold the player base very long, just based on what he's seen of the gameplay. Like he's like the mounts are kind of cool. They're fast. The shooting feels okay. Like it's pretty decent. But he says
Hmm.
it's just the game itself just doesn't feel very balanced and very well done with the 3 versus 3. And people are complaining that the matches are too fast. The player count is too low. Whatever. But yeah, I'm looking at reviews now on Steam Mail. I'm displaying the most
Okay, yeah, I've
recent.
got to see the Steam reviews.
All right. One player said, "This fucking shit sucks." Wow. Okay. Wow.
Settle.
Wow. This other guy says, "Wow. I mean, just wow. Hot garbage served with the side of poop. Truly undesiring graphics and animations, especially for a 26 title. Running this on a 3080 at the lowest setting and getting 60 FPS is truly criminal, and the devs should be jailed." Okay. All right. Um, the other negative review says, "This is the longest minute per match I have ever played for a hero shooter. Like, no thank you. Unless you have a group of 3 and you're crack at it, then only can a match end faster. But after a while, it gets repetitive and boring with the same concepts." Another person said, I honestly thought the game was just being review bombed, but God, was I wrong. Let's start with the good parts. The concept is interesting. Adore the character designs and the visual aesthetics, but that's about it. It is so poorly optimized that it is not going to survive as a competitive shooter, and I'm afraid the developers really fumbled any potential for this game to succeed. I would honestly propose to pull the game back altogether until the most fundamental aspects are functioning and listen to the players' feedback. Because as things stand right now, it's next to a complete garbage of a game. I'm genuinely disappointed.
Hmm.
Wow. But some positive reviews here, man. Some positive. Okay. Yeah. This is here. Uh, Only played a handful of matches, but from what I've played, it's all right. Definitely more heat brought on by that announcement at the awards. Gunplay is pretty fun, but nothing insane. The raiding part is the most fun part, and luckily is a majority of what can be a very short to sometimes medium length match. The worst part of the game, where you're just gathering resources, mercifully the shortest part of the game. The shield breaker, the first objective to raid the enemy base, spawns rather quickly after the looting starts and the actual game begins. The criticism on 3 versus 3 isn't exactly incorrect, but the huge map and no players aspect really only matters for the previously mentioned very, very short looting period. The second the shield breaker spawns, all the action gets drawn to one spot, and that continues in the raid where 3 versus 3 doesn't feel out of place. Another person says, "Very fun, but it does need a day one patch. The main issues I'm having is my friend disconnected for half a second and wasn't not able to rejoin, causing us to lose that match. Secondly, I'm constantly lagging while having fine ping and not lagging in any Discord chats. Combine the best of so many games, feels like Marvel Rivals combined with Rust in the last stage after a quick round of Apex." All right. And yeah, so I don't know. Some people like it. A lot of people don't like it.
When I seen it, it gave me too much vibes of like Valorant, and Valorant's
Yeah.
not another game I'm into. So like
Yep.
right away for me, it was a no. But I think if you're more of a Valorant fan, you might like it. So it's
What
just
was that
kind of like
other game guy that you remember the fucking Jonathan Hall and Pinpoint Red and all them would always play? The one with the chickens at chickens.
Realm Royale.
It reminds me of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that's the first thing I thought of that came to my mind. But yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I
I
just
don't
remember
know.
seeing like little flashes of Valorant where you can just kind of see the hands and the guys throwing some dagger things, and it's kind of like a special move from a character in Valorant.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
what I was
yeah.
like, that's what made it stick to me of being Valorant like.
I feel you. Yeah, I get that feeling too. See here. The other big news, Mayo, is the following. I can find your link here. All right, visit the site. Visit the site. Yeah, all right, here we go. The Prince of Persia remake actress spent 3 years working on the game, filmed marketing 2 months ago, and was not informed that it was canceled. Yeah.
Well, nothing like working on a game for 3 years and then just like, boom, canceled. Hey, I guess it's at least not like 4 days before it was launched or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake actor Eman Ayaz, who likely played the role of Farah in the scrapped Ubisoft title, has called the game's cancellation the most devastating moment of their acting career. Um, so it says here that she released a YouTube video saying she spent 3 years working on this Ubisoft game. While the actors spent multiple years of their life working on the title, they were not informed about the game's cancellation. Instead, they found out via the news articles on the day it was canceled.
So they didn't even find out from a news article.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild. I mean, I guess at least she's getting paid, right? So it wasn't like a complete wasted effort. Like, yeah, she did not like this acting job will never be seen, so she'll kind of lose that where people get to see it. But she did get paid for it, right? So like, at least there's that. Like you got an income coming in, and you sustained the last 3 years because of it.
Yeah. Additionally, the actor revealed that the game's release would have helped her acquire a United States work visa to book other projects. However, with the game's cancellation and her NDA restricting her from sharing her work on the game, she will not be able to use her work as proof of her career. So I think that was the most devastating thing.
Oh
for
yeah,
her.
that's a little devastating. I guess if you're trying to get over here or something like that, or
Yeah. I don't know where she's at. I'm assuming, I don't know, somewhere in fucking Europe, maybe. I don't
probably yeah.
I don't know. Sucks, but shit happens. More news. Xbox. Microsoft reiterates why it broke Xbox's game exclusivity, and they promise to be more consistent, Mayo. Okay? They promise.
Yeah, okay. They can be more consistent with
Okay.
what they're going to release and other things.
Exclusivity is dead as Microsoft seeks greater profits to expand its sales. Okay.
Okay.
It says here, Microsoft telegraphs that it will keep releasing all of its future Xbox games on PlayStation, further burying the idea of first-party Xbox games exclusives. In a recent interview with Games Radar, Xbox Game Studios head Craig Duncan echoes a sentiment that we've heard everyone at Xbox say. Developers want as many people playing their games as possible, and that means releasing on more platforms. For Microsoft, it's all about the growth through sales and players. Xbox products can be often infused with online elements and microtransaction hooks to ensure spending can continue long after a game is purchased, and Microsoft is reportedly stressing the Xbox game unit to deliver more profits, leading to the games division making radical changes like breaking exclusivity in the hopes of selling even more games and generating more profit by virtue of boosted revenue. So, so they say, so this was a quick question. They were asked, Xbox ported 6 titles to the PS5 in 2025, and there's plenty more set for 2026. How are you determining when to bring Xbox games to other platforms? And Craig Duncan said, as the guy that gets to run the studios and help our game teams, I take a pretty simple view on this. We want our games to reach the most players that we can, and I've been on this journey before. I was running Sea of Thieves at Rare when we took it to the PlayStation 5, and as we migrated from the Xbox to the PC to the PlayStation, we saw more players come in and we saw the community around the game grow. Forza Horizon 5, which launched on the PS5 last year, did really well, and it helped the community around that game grow, and it gives everybody more people to play with. For me, the strategy is really about how can we have our games reach as many people as they can. So, yeah. So,
it makes sense, I think, to release them on other systems at times. I hate that you lose your exclusivity. I think they should keep some of their heavy hitters, but some games I feel like they should. You know what I mean? They should. But I feel like for me, I feel like Forza was one of their good racing games. Like that was the reason for me to buy an Xbox. And when it came to the PlayStation, it was just kind of like, okay, we can play it on PlayStation. That's fine too. But like that game is a good game that you couldn't play on PlayStation. It was a lot of fun. and that was one of those games that you just couldn't get anywhere else. And
No.
then they lose that console sailor, I guess you can call it.
In other news, there's a job listing for a production director on the next Mass Effect game, Mayo.
Oh, there you go,
Yeah.
Jesus. You got good ideas. You could come
I'm
up with some.
gonna go apply for this. Okay.
Yeah.
The pay range is 187,000 to 259,400 Canadian plus benefits. Okay.
Oh, so you got to go live in Canada? Oh,
Apparently.
no, you're out. You're out. Ryan won't let you up there. Ryan's just gonna have to take the job.
You're not getting any details about the game except that it will be the next chapter in one of the highest rated and most celebrated series in video game history. Okay. But here's a lowdown, Mayo, of what you got to do, okay,
To
as a
qualify
production
for this job?
director. You got to act as a strategic bridge between the creative intent and development execution, translating high-level vision into a clear direction that enables teams to deliver triple A quality. You
I
got to
think you
provide
can do that.
leadership. You got to provide leadership, Mayo, across the full development cycle, anticipating the needs, setting executional direction, and ensuring that teams are positioned to succeed at each phase. You got to build and sustain a strong coalition across your creative, technical, production, and partner teams, fostering alignment and shared ownership of outcomes. You got to break down complex creative and technical goals into understandable, actionable components, ensuring the teams understand both the why and the how behind their work. And you got to identify and mitigate any risk early. You got to drive resolutions of cross-team challenges and make informed trade-offs that protect the quality, schedule, and long-term franchise health. And then you got to represent the project and production organizations in communications with studio leadership, EA partners, and external stakeholders, including the press when needed. And you got to establish and reinforce clear objectives, transparency, and accountability across the teams to maintain an alignment and momentum. Okay? Pretty much, this is not an entry-level gig, Mayo. God, fucking shit. There goes my job in the game industry. It's all right. But you need at least 10 years, Mayo, of game development experience, including senior level leadership on multiple large scale AAA titles. If you have expertise in RPG and action RPG genres, preferably. And you got to have a strong executive presence with an influence based leadership style. There you go, Mayo. That's what you got to have.
I still think you could do it, Jesus. I think we could go in there and wing it.
And just go in there and just fucking act like I know what I'm talking about.
I mean, we've already learned from that, like we talked about before, that Dark Diary podcast. You just get in at Microsoft and you just walk on and act like you know what you're doing. You can
No one
do this
even
job.
no one will question me. They'll just be like, "Yes, boss. Where
Yeah.
the fuck is this deadline, you dumbass? What the fuck are we doing here?" And then I yell at people a few times, and then they'll be like, yes, sir. We'll get it done right away, boss. Go get me a coffee. God damn it, you.
Right. And then close your door.
Yeah, and then just walk away. Yeah, just yell at people to get me coffee. Yell at people when I feel like they messed up, and then go into meetings.
Yeah, and tell them what you want. This is
and
what
tell
we're
'em
doing
what I
with this
need.
game. This is how we're going to do it. And I don't care what you do, how you do it. Just do it, right?
Sir, we don't have the budget for this. I don't fucking care. I need you to do this. We gotta have this. We gotta have it.
We'll make cuts somewhere. Who's getting fired next week? We're
Who do we need to
game.
fire? Okay, who the fuck do we need to fire around here to get some fucking shit done around here? God, yeah.
We'd make the best game ever, right, Jesus? We would have the best Mass Effect.
I just need like a $5 billion budget. I'll make the best game ever made. You guys think Star Citizen is cool? Wait till you see my fucking game. Yeah. Star Citizen ain't got shit on me. Yeah. GTA 6 ain't got shit on me. I'll release a better game. And faster, too. With $5 billion, I can hire a lot of people to work really fast on the game. I'll work really fast on this game. Yeah. That's what I don't get. How, like, you got, like, Jeff Bezos, right, and Amazon trying to break into gaming, right? And they got all these fucking shit about investing in games and whatever the fuck. Like, bro, you are one of the richest people on the planet. If you really wanted to dominate the gaming market, you could just fucking take $5 billion of your fucking $400 billion you have, or whatever the fuck you have, and say, fuck it. I'm just going to act like I lost this money, open up a crazy ass game studio with this, and tell them to make the best game ever made. Ever. I don't give a fuck what it is. We're hiring everyone that wants to work here. We're paying bonuses to poach people. Okay. I'm taking Phil Spencer and his jacket from Xbox. I'm bringing the PlayStation guy and the Nintendo guy. They're all going to work in the same studio.
They're all under
Right?
your payroll now.
And I'm hiring Gabe Newell as well. Fucking Steam guy, I'm hiring him too. All the guys are gonna work together. We're gonna make the best fucking game ever. Yeah, yeah. I mean, what's why not? I mean, if you have that much money to spend money on stupid ass shit like flying to space for a fucking day, like why not spend your money on shit like that where you can make a lot of money? You know,
I don't know.
It's a big investment. You'd probably lose a lot of money in the beginning. $5 billion is a lot. But is it really a lot when you have like $500 billion, Mayo?
But I guess then too, it's like, are you really making a lot of money when you have $500 billion? If you're making a couple million, you're just kind of like, well, that was just a waste of my time. I only made a couple million out of it. Yeah, we'd be all happy with a couple million. Bezos be like, oh man, I just made pennies on the dollar on that.
Fucking bullshit.
That's nothing to be excited about.
But listen, but what if he takes over the gaming market, just fucking dominates it, and like think about someone made like a fucking Ready Player One Oasis and made it fucking just available for everyone, that would dominate gaming. You think Roblox and Fortnite have a domination on gaming? It would be that 10 times everyone, it would have it. No one would play Steam anymore. No one would play PlayStation. No one would play Xbox. No one would play any of that shit ever. We'd all be playing this one giant game.
If there was a scenario like Ready Player One, do you think the person would just like be in the game pretty much all the time and like they did in the show and just rule from within, kind of like thing? Like,
what do you mean? Like
if you're the one responsible for the game and you're making all this money and you're like bringing in this world into creation, do you think you would pretty much be in that world most of the time? And why
not?
Be the most powerful person in that world?
Well, yeah,
not be in it.
Well, I guess you're rich in real life, right? But you're also like no one cares in real life anymore.
Yeah, so
you've made a game, so you've created a world where no one cares about the real world anymore. So why does it matter how much money you have in the real world? I'd be in the fucking game all the time with cool shit.
Right. Yeah, you'd have to almost be in there and just
because the world doesn't matter anymore. The outside world doesn't fucking matter, Mayo. The world could be ending. There could be fucking aliens walking around us. We wouldn't know. We were all stuck in this fucking Ready Player One world.
You could be that superpower in there, Jesus. You could like create whatever you want. You could have something nobody else had. You could be like, I'm the only one that has this.
Yeah, that'd be cool shit. Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah, it wouldn't matter. You'd spend all your time in the game because the outside world wouldn't never matter anymore. It just you've created something so popular that the world wouldn't matter. Nothing that happens outside matters. It's all in the game.
I always pictured like with something like that, people plugged into something like that, and then their real life bodies would be like the bodies at the end of the WALL-E movie. Like really heavy set, like people just attached to their chairs
or really like fucking emaciated people, like hella skinny, fucking bones and shit sticking out because they don't eat.
Yeah.
Well, see, if you created something like that, it would be on you to also create like, all right, I'm gonna be if somebody ever makes that, I'm gonna be the person that goes to a fucking medical company and invest all my money in it and be like, we need to make something that feeds everyone. Automatically feeds you
like a food tube or something, right?
Yeah,
like an IV that
you shove this tube in your ass. That's where you're gonna poop. You put this tube on your dick, and that's where you're gonna piss. And then we're gonna stick a fucking IV in you to keep you hydrated. And we got a feeding tube going to your stomach for food. And now you're set. You never have to leave the game ever. You're always in there.
That's your in-game welcome kit.
Yeah, woo! You never have to leave the game. Woo!
You get to have a nurse come over and give you a catheter.
Yeah, catheter, shove a tube up your ass so you can shit. Yeah. And we'll install like a bidet in there so like you can like rinse off every time you shit. It just automatically rinses you off, and then And then, yeah, we'll put a feeding tube in you, some IVs for hydration, and then call it good, Mayo. What do you need to leave the game world for? You live in there now.
All right.
This is your new body. Yeah. That'd be too crazy. That'd be nuts. A game that popular where people would be willing to do that, that'd be insane.
It
I
would.
don't know if I could. I don't think I could ever see that happening, but you never know, man. People do that shit for crazy games nowadays. People that become like super fans of games.
Yeah, I would
You know what I
like you
mean?
said. I don't know if like somebody could like I could never be like that. You know, like I couldn't be in a game that long and never want
Yeah.
to come back out. You know,
But
but
what if it looks like real
there would be
life?
people, right? Like we see people with games, man. When a game comes out, like Call of Duty,
Yeah.
and you don't see them for like 3 weeks. You know,
Yeah.
those people they're in a game for life
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah, man. I knew people in high school, bro, that would leave school. Okay, they'd go to school and they'd watch their Call of Duty stats decline, and they would leave school just to keep their Call of Duty stats up. Just for that. That's the only reason. They would just leave.
Wow.
And like they were like they had to keep their stats up because the stats were down. The game came out on the weekend. They were playing all weekend. They come to school half asleep. Like, oh fuck, my stats are going now. I gotta go back. I gotta leave. I gotta go back. So yeah.
Yeah, wild stuff.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. What else you got for us? You got anything else?
In other news, there's rumor that a Nintendo Direct may be coming as soon as next week, right? Thursday, February 5th.
Any anticipations like or anything that you'd like to see?
No, I don't really watch those.
No.
They're for the Nintendo people.
What about like a new Mario game? Or a new Mario game would be pretty dope.
I know that would be cool because it would coincide kind of with the release of the movie coming out.
Yeah, if they did like a new Galaxy game.
Yep. So that would be kind of cool, but I don't know.
When's the Galaxy movie supposed to come out? You remember what the
April.
date?
April something.
Would it be crazy if they did like a shadow drop on a new Mario game? They're like,
That
and
would be
nobody
nuts.
knows. We have a Mario game coming out April, the same time the movie comes out.
That would be fucking wild.
If anybody could do it, I think Nintendo could.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they could. Yeah, there's really no more news, man. I mean, Microsoft is teasing a new cloud gaming web experience. It's in a preview. Apparently, they want people's feedback. They're always doing that shit. Why is Microsoft always doing previews of shit? They're always doing previews of shit. Yeah. Apparently, Call of Duty this year will be going back to Modern Warfare, Mayo.
Okay.
And apparently they're saying that this one might be set in like 1990s, late 90s combat. So not like modern like nowadays, but like modern as in the last 30, 40 years. So they say it's going to be like based in like the late 90s, early 2000s combat or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know. Supposedly. Maybe they learned their lesson from the last Call of Duty.
Right.
Let's not make our stories too fucking wild. People don't like it, and we get a lot of negative feedback. Also, the biggest news I guess this week was Fable 4 got talked about at the Xbox Developer Direct or whatever the fuck, and they talked about how the game is releasing this fall. It will release on the PS5, Xbox, and PC at the same time. And that morality in the game is kind of independent. Like you're not like morality they're kind of treating it more like real life, kind of. So they said there's gonna be 1,000 NPCs in the game, and they're all individually they all have their own voice lines or whatever, and they all have unique personalities and schedules and lives in the game. So they're saying that like each NPC does its own thing, it's living like its own life. And then as you interact with it, it'll remember you as a good person or as a bad person. You know what I mean? In their eyes, you could be a fucking saint. In their neighbors' eyes that you broke into their house and stole their shit, they fucking hate you. You know what I mean? So like they're saying that, like, for example, you go to one town, say you cause chaos in one town, like start murdering people and breaking into everything and stealing everything, and everyone hates you, and the guards want to kill you and whatever. But
Uh
you go to
huh.
like another town, they say the other town may not even know that you did all that bad shit in the other town because no one from that town went to the other town and told the other town, hey, there's this crazy motherfucker running around here doing all this bad shit. You know what I mean? So they're saying like that's kind of how the game's going to work when it comes to like doing like good things and bad things in the game. You know, they're saying like the game's gonna be like you could be completely bad in one town and like do really bad stuff, and then like go across the map to another town and like that place won't know nothing about it. You know, because they just won't know. Cause nobody from the other town went and told those people. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. They say also any of the characters in the game, any NPC you can marry or whatever in the game. Uh, so you can pick out of 1,000 characters to have a relationship with, I guess. But yeah, it looks cool, man. I'm excited for Fable 4. I really liked the
Yeah,
last
I'm
few
excited for that
Fables.
too. Like I I never really played the Fable games. I
They're
went back
good.
to like look at them, right? Because I knew what they were about, and I never played them, right? And so then I went back to them. They seemed too dated at the time for me to like jump into them and try to like play through them.
Yeah.
But like the idea of like a newer one, I find it pretty cool. I want to play it.
Yeah. Fable 3 was really cool. That game is cool because it ends, right? Like you beat the main bad guy, but the game isn't really over. You die, you beat the main bad guy, but then like the game continues and you're like, why is the game continuing? Like why can I still play? And you keep playing the game as the king in the game, right? Because the whole thing of the game is you're the king and you get deposed or something, like someone like takes over your spot, kind of like deposes you, and you're trying to fight your way back to like your king, like your throne, right? You're trying to like tell people like I'm the rightful fucking heir to the throne. I'm the king, and I'll approve it. I'll do all this crazy shit and whatever, do all these quests or whatever. So at the end of the game, right, you complete the quest, you do all your shit, you get your army buddies, you get all the people to help you, and then you fight the king and you take him out and you become the new king as you were supposed to be from the beginning, the king. But then the game rolls credits, right? It's like, okay, game over, rolls credits, and then the game continues after the credits. It's like, okay, now the game is done, but it's not really done. And you're like, okay, what the fuck now? And now you have to rule as the king for like a long time, Mayo. Like, I'm talking like hours and hours and hours, hours. You have to be ruling as the king. And then you're preparing your military and you have to have enough money saved up to fight the bad guy when he returns a year later. So the bad guy comes back a year later for revenge, and you have to have enough like strength in your military, and you got to have enough support of the people, and like so the people have to like you. Your military has to be strong, and I think you have to have enough gold saved up to be able to like fight this war again against this guy that's gonna come back a year later. So like during the whole time you're playing as the king, Mayo, you are the king. You wake up and you're the king. You're in the castle, and people like bow to you as you open the door, or your guards bow to you or whatever. And then you fucking like you go and you can sit on your throne, Mayo, and the peasants of the village will come up to you and they'll have like their issues they want you to solve, like, oh, that guy stole my goat. And they're like, fuck you. You didn't pay for this goat. It's my goat. I sold it to you. You didn't pay for it. And as the king, you can say, like, no, give him the goat. Or no, you didn't pay for the goat, so the guy gets to take the goat back. Or like random shit like that, right? Like the whole, like for hours you're doing this, Mayo. On top of that, you can like walk around your castle. You can walk around the village and visit people. You can like do all kinds of shit. And then you can raise taxes on the people or lower taxes or like try to pass like laws or whatever for like the kingdom. And like all this shit happens for like a few hours, and then like the real end of the game happens and you're like, what the fuck? So like even though you become king at the end of the game, you can still lose the throne at the end and lose the game. Kind of cool. Kind of a cool
Yeah.
concept. I liked it. That was that was like a cool. Like I was totally not expecting. Like most games just end when like, oh, the guy becomes the king. He lived happily ever after. This game's like, no, fuck you, motherfucker. You're gonna do shit as the king now. You wanted to be king. You're gonna do shit as the king, and now you have to fucking wait for the bad guy to show up again and try to take your spot. So it's like, oh fuck, here we go again. But yeah. That's all I have. That's all I have, Mail, for news and shit. There's no more. We're done. We're done. There's no more anything. No more news. No more nothing.
Right.
What's the next big game coming out? Marathon, right?
Yeah.
That's March. What games are coming out in February? Nothing, right?
Not that I can think of.
I don't know. High on Life 2 is coming out.
Oh yeah, I need to go back and play the first one again. Like I said, my son bought it and I have it installed, but I haven't played it. I need to get back into it and try it once. I remember the first time I played it, it wasn't real optimized on the PC. It felt kind of weird. Like the FOV was kind of weird. Like it was very zoomed in and stuff. So maybe it's better on the PC now. But yeah.
Yeah, that's about the biggest one that I see. Anyways, yeah. We're out of here. Where can people find you, Mayo?
You're gonna find me on Discord mainly as the Mayo. Be on there checking out some games playing on Steam. But you'll see it on Discord. Be playing some more Path of Exile 2. Maybe like I said, maybe I'll just jump into Cyberpunk DLC, check it out, see if it can keep me interested that way. And then I'll be just kind of messing around on the PlayStation, playing some Turismo and stuff yet.
I'm Gunny Chief as Gunny Chief on our Discord, on Xbox as Gunny Chief, on PlayStation as HGP_Gunny. And yeah, find me on everything as Jesus Walks a Lot. I'll be playing some games on the PC. And that's it. Peace out, Brussels sprouts. We're out of here. We'll see you on the next edition of the Horrible Gamers Podcast. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Yeah.
Counting on you.